and all on-site personnel were killed.
Dang.
But 1440 suffered no apparent harm.
Rubber's dead, bro. Yo, this is his last video. That's nutty.
Later, in the void.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And in today's episode, this SCP is about an old man from nowhere, and it's kind of ironic because that is the name of the SCP. SCP-1440, the old man from nowhere. So, yo, I'm assuming it's just a wanderer, and it might have some powers. Looks like there's a Grim Reaper kind of figure behind him in the thumbnail. We shall see what that's all about, but like always, we want to dive deep and figure it out. So with that being said, if you guys are excited for this reaction and you guys do enjoy it along the way, please remember to smash that like button, also smash the sub button, join the family, and hit that bell so you can stay plugged for each and every upload. Remember, you can hit me up on Patreon as well too if you want to support the channel and do special Patreon recommendations. So with that all out the way, without any further ado, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-1440, the old man from nowhere. Let go.
Viewer discretion is advised. Every time he saw the small death lurking behind the shoulders of a man, he would sprinkle a drop towards him, and the first would flee, cursing and spitting. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today we bring you SCP Foundation Keter Class Object SCP-1440. SCP-1440, also known as the Old Man from Nowhere, is a man of unknown ethnicity and age. Though the subject's appearance is that of an octogenarian, it has not shown any signs of aging in the 50 years when its existence first came to the attention of the Foundation.
Wow, so he might be immortal? Interesting.
SCP-1440's anomalous nature becomes apparent once it comes into contact with a human civilization, dwelling, or man-made object and settles there for a period of a few days. Prolonged exposure of any man-made object or person will cause increasingly destructive events to occur in 1440's vicinity until the destruction or death of the human stimuli.
That kind of reminds me of Abel's passive ability, where like everywhere he walks, like if he walks on a farm, all the crops will, die. It's kind of similar to this, but in a different scale. The
only exceptions to the destruction are 1440 itself and his belongings, clothes, a sack made of unidentified material, a pack of worn playing cards, and a small glass
death cards? What kind of playing cards you playing with, bud?
Cup. 1440 is very much aware of his destructive property, and has thus vowed to avoid human populations as much as possible to prevent the spread of unintentional doom. Besides, 1440 is not actively hostile, and will not resist attempts to be contained, though all such attempts have failed. Additionally, such attempts have led to a considerable loss of personnel and resources due to the aforementioned anomalous properties.
Okay, so he did turn himself in, but they couldn't. They probably died getting close to him, and he probably destroyed the facility. So definitely a Keter. Straight up.
During the fourth attempt to contain 1440 in Area 142, personnel began complaining about severe headaches and nausea. Over the next 2 days, 3 of the 4 on-site water purification filters broke down. Area 142's hangar collapsed, which caused the deaths of multiple airmen. And a doctor suffered a complete collapse of both kidneys and both lungs simultaneously.
Oh my god.
Over the containment's door, 1440 said, "It would be best if you let me go. For your own good."
Yeah, how do you even get it? How is the area still okay right now? Did they just get him in this second? Because it should be decaying soon.
The first brother is already here. The 3 brothers are all cruel, all vengeful, all capable of holding a grudge for a long time.
Yo, 3 brothers? Are these like elder gods or different sentient beings? Bro, yo, let me know in the comment section if it doesn't get explained in this video.
They are the cause of my misfortune, and therefore the cause of yours. And now, the second brother joins the first. Time is running short. Release me, or I cannot vouch for your safety.
It's TheRubber.
It might already be too late. The third is crueler than both his brothers.
Oh no.
For he knows his appearance is the only thing that will set me free. But he never appears. I have spent time untold searching for him, trying to return his prize, and those I won from his brothers, but to no avail.
Return his prize? Yo, so I guess if he returns his prize and when he sees him, it's over. So, like, he'll end up when he gets the prize back, or he means that he could actually kill him and put him out of his misery. Because he can't die, obviously.
It is too late now. Doom is never far behind the second. Before you perish, allow me to give you a word of advice.
Oh my god.
Should you choose to challenge death to a game of cards for your life, there is one thing you must never do. Win. At that moment, the on-site nuclear device stored in Area 142 detonated.
Alright, so he did challenge those death gods. He won, and that's why he can't die, obviously, because they probably want to take his life, but they can't kill him because he won the game. But in turn, these death gods are probably bringing death around anyone that he touches because they're probably petty that they lost. Yo, I might do the same if I was a death god, but yo. You got nothing else to do?
Area 142 was destroyed, and all on-site personnel were killed.
Dang.
But 1440 suffered
Rubber.
no apparent harm.
Rubber's dead, bro. Yo, this is his last video. That's nutty.
The old man woke, and his failures flooded his mind once more. The destruction of the Foundation base was just another drop in an ocean of guilt. The desert he found himself in was a lonely, empty place, and for that he was glad. Out here, he could do little harm. As the soft desert sand crunched beneath his feet, he remembered that thrice-accursed game of cards that led to all of this, to the 3 follies that sealed his fate.
Follies?
First came the game, a game he should have never challenged them. But he was young and full of pride and had much to lose. He was a man in his prime when he lost his life in a meaningless war and found himself in the brothers' dark halls. Around him, his fellow soldiers walked silently towards the distant light, not even glancing at the 3 gaunt figures that showed them the way.
Wow.
But not him. He thought the others were fools. They were weaklings to accept their demise. Thus, in his vanity, he challenged his guides and refused to go forward until he was given the chance to fight.
That's crazy.
He got his chance, and he won. He won too much. Second came his greed. He took every hand, broke every gambit, and stole life from death's grasp with guile and skill. The brothers were displeased, but they accepted their defeat.
Yo, so he beat him fair and square. I mean, is that really greed? His life is on the line. Bro.
And showed him the door back to the world of the living.
Yo.
As he stood at the exit, he suddenly thought to himself, why stop now? Why settle for life when he could have glory, power, immortality?
Oh no.
He turned and sat back at the table. And he won again, and again, and again. 3 prizes he won from them: the cup, the cards, and the sack. They were the brothers' prized possessions, and they offered him much if he would only return them: wealth, and luck, and health, and glory. But he wanted to humiliate them, to make death grovel before him. So he took the prizes and left the brothers seething in rage. Third came the waste.
Bruh. Okay, this guy's hella petty. Okay, he guessed what was coming to him. He could have had all of that. A good life. But he wanted it just to be petty and keep items that are useless to him. Just cause. After he won. Yo. People like that, see, you need to know when to like quit and like be humble. This guy. It's sad, but you get what you get.
The prizes were items of immense power, for they could keep the brothers at bay. The first cup held the elixir of life, and a drop of it would banish him, saving even the sickest of men from his grasp. Every time he saw the small death lurking behind the shoulders of a man, he would sprinkle a drop towards him, and the first would flee, cursing and spitting.
So those are useful. Wow. So I guess he's been doing that?
A drop seemed like such a small thing, and the cup held so much water, so he used it carelessly. He banished the first from those too old or frail to keep on living, and from those the first rightfully owned. Eventually, the cup ran dry.
Yeah.
When his wife began wasting away from the consuming illness, he had no water left for her. The first sneered as he took her away.
Yep, I would do the same too.
The second prize was
Good.
the cards. With the cards, he holds the power of the Great Death at bay. When war was brewing, when man turned against his brother, he was there to challenge the second and turn the tides of fire and steel. But like the waters of life, the cards of fate were wasted. They became more worn with every passing use. Eventually, the second refused to heed their call. He watched the world plummet into wars greater than he could ever imagine, watched millions die for nothing in the mud. The second laughed when he took them away.
Jeez.
The prize of the third was the greatest. The sack of the all-death could hold anything within it. It could contain even the greatest catastrophes. It could stop even the direst forces from ever releasing their fury upon the earth. With the sack, he curbed the fury of storms, drowned fires that threatened to consume entire cities, and held creatures so unnatural and fell it was clear that their origin was not of this world. However, he used the sack as foolishly as he used the other items.
Oh my god.
The sack still held one last use, could hold one last being. In this search for the third, he saw the forces of darkness grow even stronger. He saw brave men and women like those of the Foundation risk their lives in order to contain them. Yet he would not spare the last use of his sack. It was all he had left.
What is he using
his
it for?
Final hope. He knew the only way he could force the third to release him from his endless torment was to capture him in the sack, and thus force him and his brothers to let him die. The All-Death never appeared, though, not even to mock him. When the forces of the unknown claimed a victim, only silence greeted them. Once the prizes ran out, the true horror of his fate became apparent.
Stupid.
The brothers feared him no longer, and did not forgive his vanity, his wastefulness, or his lording over death. They wanted him to suffer, and death was far too good for him. Instead, he brought death upon everyone else. He was forced to seek the third forever, and to watch humanity crumble in his wake.
Wow.
His curse, like his follies, was triple. Never to die, always to seek, always to destroy. Remember?
Yo, okay, honestly, this was insane. I don't know about you guys, but I love the background in the story about the SCP, and I feel like TheRubber did such a good job with this one compared to his other animations that I have reacted to. This one actually like flowed, like he said it from the beginning to the end. It wasn't just talking about like the SCP, its powers and everything, and like a little story plot, and then it was over. Like we got to beginning to the end. This was cool, and it's crazy to see how vain and greedy someone could be at the face of death. I'm surprised he just won that much, honestly. I guess those death gods are just really bad at games, but but he got what was coming to him, unfortunately. So like always, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, please let me know by smashing that like button, and also let me know about this SCP in the comment section below. If there's anything else that was left out that TheRubber didn't cover, please let me know in the comment section below. And also remember, smash the sub button, join the family, and hit that bell and stay plugged for each and every upload. And unfortunately, that concludes this phenomenal reaction and episode. But like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one.